And the other thing is the again cost of living. So students who are looking at again, wanting to come to Australia to study, but you have only a limited budget, Darwin is actually would be a good study destination, because based on my experience, the two main expenses that you actually spend is on your rent and your public transport. So as you can see in Darwin, it is relatively quite affordable. And one of the thing is the public transport. It is $7 not just a day, but $7 for a week, and it is for unlimited rides. And this really helped to reduce that cost of spending. And again, comparing to other major cities, Sydney and Melbourne, we are relatively really affordable. And based on the recent Deloitte's report, again, because we are aware that international students will pick up casual work because you are allowed to work in Australia, so 40 hours per fortnight. So especially in Darwin, we do have a lot more students. So 72% of our students work when they study, comparing to 50% outside of Darwin. And one of the reasons is because we are a smaller city, so which means that there's more casual work. So you can find work in the cafes, restaurant, and Darwin is a tourism spot. So you might find certain casual work in tourist agency, doing paperwork and all this. So our students actually gain a lot more. So in Darwin, students, for example, will get $24 an hour on a weekday, comparing to $18 to $19 per hour outside of Darwin. And the other thing is, combining with that, job opportunities is actually the post-study work visa. So ultimately, we welcome, international students to gain overseas work experience. Because I think that's really important, because even though you want to go back to Hong Kong, but you can gain some work experience in Australia, and once you get back to Hong Kong, you are actually in a better position to compete for a job than a local graduate. So as you are aware, if you go to major cities like Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney, you only will get 2 years. If you go to other major cities like Tasmania, you get additional 1 more year, which is 3 years. But if you choose to come to Darwin, so you actually get additional 2 more years. So if you finish a bachelor degree, you actually get 4 years. If you finish a master's by coursework through our pre-master's program, then you actually will get 4 years if you complete your master's degree. And again, Darwin is a city, so you definitely will still get the kind of city experience from Melbourne and Sydney, but maybe in just a smaller size. And Darwin is also really good with their natural environment, so you can always visit their national park, which is relatively close to Darwin. And there are certain arts and cultural festivals that you can attend to, and because it is also relatively close to Asia Pacific, so Darwin is often known as the gateway to Asia. So you will see that some of their food is really related to Asia. So you don't actually need to feel that you're homesick and you cannot get any Asian food. And that's the picture of the biggest shopping center in Darwin. So actually there is a Gongcha store, so you don't actually need to feel that you're missing out on bubble tea. And I think what makes Darwin really welcoming is that because the state government is actually welcoming international students to come to Darwin, because they want to grow the state, and they know that in order to grow Darwin, they need to grow the population, and this is why combining with that really attractive work study incentive of 4 years, the government is looking to welcome international students. So just wanted to show you a video from the government showcasing about Darwin.
There's a place where anything is possible. One place left in the world with enough silence for your voice to be heard, and enough space for your ideas to come to life. A land alive and inspiring, where we don't just dream of achieving, we thrive on it. In the Territory, thinking big is nothing new. It's what we do. Over thousands of years of uninterrupted human curiosity, of birth and rebirth, creation and recreation, the naysayers and idea killers never came this far. Instead, it's home to people like us, those who saw the boundless potential of this place. Here, you can create a new business, propel your career, and make a real impact. For this is a land where ambition and drive lives in harmony with lifestyle and the moments that truly matter. Because the Territory gives you the time and the space to connect in ways you can't anywhere else. With the land, with the community, and with yourself. Here, you feel what it's like to be part of a collective of doers and creators, where humility sees innovative thinking simply referred to as getting things done. It's a place where you hear give it a go a lot more than you hear the word no. And you see what can be achieved when diversity is not an ambition. It's a shared history and a way of life. To be a Territorian is to understand we're not bound by tradition. We grow from tradition. It's caring more about where someone is going than where they're from. And above all else, it's knowing as we walk the road less travelled, together we'll create our boundless possible.